Good morning, Parkside. How are you today? It's Tuesday, April 28th. It is Tuesday, April 28th, 2020. Wow, we are getting closer and closer to being halfway through the calendar year, although we're not quite there yet. Cheers from Jeannie to you. It is good to talk with you again. One thing I did not mention yesterday on Monday was, if you notice my hair, it's growing. I'm sure most of yours is growing as well. It's also turning a little more gray now that we're in this quarantine thing, but I am getting longer hair. Maybe the next time I see you, I'll have hair down my shoulders, but hair toss, and it'll look great. So let's go around the world. Let's go Arctic Circle. Ooh. The Island of Bear. The Island of Bear. I wonder how you pronounce that. It's owned and operated by Norway. Bear, I don't know. That's a good question. It is almost exactly in the Arctic Circle, which means it's probably usually very cold. I would assume on hot summer days it's probably no more than 65 degrees. I would just assume that. Although maybe I'd be wrong. Maybe it gets into the 70s on really smoking hot days. But the Island of Bear, you should check it out. Maybe it's in the dark sea, like in Frozen 2. Cool. I'm excited to see where we're going to go tomorrow. Anyways, today, as mentioned before, we're going to take a look at the remarkable Farkle McBride. First of all, let me take that off because that's annoying. And I will read this to you. This is The Remarkable Farkle McBride by John Lithgow. You should go check it out and go purchase a copy. I think it's funny. The art is very funny, and the story I do like as well. Oh, pity the prodigy, Farkle McBride. No matter what instrument poor Farkle tried, whether strumming or blowing, or drumming or bowing, his musical passions were unsatisfied. When Farkle McBride was a 3-year-old tyke, all freckly, bony, and thin, he astonished his friends and his family alike by playing superb violin. You see him upstairs? He went reedledee-deedledee-deedledee-dee with all the strings at his side. Reedledee-deedledee-deedledee, the remarkable Farkle McBride. Do you see him playing there with the symphony? But when he was 4, Farkle played it no more, in spite of his parents' beseeching. He shattered the records he used to adore. He smashed up his resin, ripped up every score. He threw fiddle and bow to the living room floor as he shouted, "Enough of your screeching!" Oh, look at that, he broke it. When Farkle was 5, his melodious gift once again bore rhapsodical fruit. The woodwinds inspired his spirits to lift, and he rapidly mastered the flute. It's funny, every time I turn this book to you, all I see is John Lithgow's face. He went rootlety, rootlety, tootly-doo, with all the winds at his side. Rootlety, tootly, tootly-too, the remarkable Farkle McBride. But at 6, Farkle flung his flute into the lake, notwithstanding its lyrical trill. He stamped on the dock till you'd think it would break. "That's it," he exclaimed. "I've had all I can take. That tootling gives me a brutal headache. It's so wimpy and whiny and shrill." When Farkle was 7, a different sound rekindled his musical flame. He became the most expert trombonist around, and the boulevards buzzed with his name. He went vroom betty doom with all of the brass at his side. Vroom betty doom, the remarkable Farkle McBride. But at 8 he declared, to his parents' despair, and as everyone else might have guessed, "I can't stand the trombone with its blast and its blare. That racket is more than my eardrums can bear, so return it or throw it away. I don't care, I despise it just like all the rest." When Farkle was 9, both his father and mum were bursting with pride and affection, for Farkle learned xylophone, cymbals, and drum, the entire percussion section. That's my section. I do like it, just so you know. He went boom bash, clang-a-ma-clash, all the clamor that he could provide. Tinkly, boom boom, bumpity crash, the remarkable Farkle McBride. But soon he fell prey to his usual gloom, despite all the praise and the flattery. First a sigh, then a sulk, then a frown, then a fume, then an ear-splitting tantrum that emptied the room. "I can't take it," he bellowed, "the crash and the boom and the clang and the bang of the battery." Just so you know, in French, the word for drums or percussion is batterie. Poor Farkle at 10, howsoever renowned, reached the end of his musical tether, but then he discovered his favorite sound, musicians all playing together. It happened like this. The conductor caught cold, or the coronavirus, who knows, hopefully he's okay, on the day of a major recital. "You've got to replace him," young Farkle was told. "Your cooperation is vital." We're supposed to not use the clinics, right? We use our arms, just so you know. So he took the baton and he gave the downbeat, and kaboom! The foundations were shaken by glorious music, bombastic and sweet, that filled up the hall and spilled into the street, music that brought the whole crowd to its feet from the instruments he had forsaken. They went reedledy-rootlety, vroom-petty-bang. "Bravo!" all the spectators cried. "Deedly-doodly-doom-petty-clang!" The remarkable Farkle McBride. Soon that sparkling night, Maestro Farkle McBride conducts all the instruments he ever tried, to his happy heartstrings, to brass, drums, winds, and strings, and remarkable Farkle's at last satisfied. Whoa, look at that. He's pretty happy, I think. The end. Well, kids, from my house to yours, cheers. Have a wonderful day.